Brothers and sisters, I'm Jesse with Living Tree Community Foods, and we're here in one of the wonders of the world, the Edible Schoolyard at Martin Luther King Jr. Middle School here in downtown Berkeley. And I want to talk about people's postures. I see them in the street all the time. I see them hunched over their cell phones, even when crossing the street, just gazing into these devices without even looking up. And I ask myself, if this is what's going on in these people, in their exteriors, what would we find if we glanced into their stomachs? There would be marvels, I imagine, like ultra-processed foods. Everything from pizza to fake meat. Foods shellacked with glyphosate and every pesticide. All this served up with a garnish of chemical preservatives. And then, of course, it's all laced with GMOs. At no time in human history have the foods that people eat been as estranged from nature. Let's look at things from the viewpoint of natural healing. Its premise is that wrongful feeding is the prime cause of illness. This goes back at least to Maimonides, the physician and profound thinker, who over 700 years ago wrote, "No disease can be treated by diet, no disease that can be treated by diet should be treated by any other means." Diet predominates. Americans not only eat a predominance of processed food, but 60% of it is ultra-processed. Examples of ultra-processed include breakfast cereals, pizza, chicken nuggets, soda, chips and snacks, packaged baked goods, microwavable frozen meals, instant soups, sauces, and much, much more. They usually contain unnaturally high amounts of sugar, salt, processed industrial oils, and unhealthy fats. Excessive sugar consumption is especially destructive, as sugar is a gateway to obesity and diabetes. My favorite is fake meat. Ultra-processed, contaminated with glyphosate, made with genetically engineered soybeans, oozing a red-colored chemical genetically engineered to resemble blood. Anything for the mouthfeel of meat, anything. But that's not all. The tap water we drink, the air we breathe are chemical soup. Moreover, we are afloat in a sea of electromagnetic pollution. Despite the pandemic, 5G is being rolled out. Intense electromagnetic radiation cannot but weaken further an already compromised immune system. And sure enough, all around us, is it any surprise? We see the deadening of life, the dieback of insects, birds, mammals, and fish. Can we not heed the warning? with almost 40% of Americans obese and another 30% overweight, is it any, and with waves of depression and suicides, is it any wonder that disease sweeps through a population as imbalanced as this? And sure enough, I've just seen a study which says that half the people hospitalized worldwide are obese. So the question that we're facing is really that of imbalance. And to put it all in perspective, there's not only this particular virus, there's the pandemic of cancer, the pandemic of heart disease, the pandemic of high blood pressure, the pandemic of diabetes, the pandemic of obesity, the pandemic of depression, and the pandemic of suicide. The viral pandemic is only one of many. They stem imbalance from they stem in large measure from a profound imbalance in the food we eat. Let us, brothers and sisters, use this precious time constructively. Let's start each day with a green drink for breakfast and dinner. That is, lettuce, parsley, celery, Swiss chard, blended with beets, ginger, and garlic. All in spring water, of course, in an ordinary blender. That will charge you up, guaranteed. Nothing is more healing, in our opinion, than finely divided organic greens. And let's go ahead and let's fast for 1 day a week, and let's limit our meals to breakfast and dinner with no snacking in between, please. Let us furthermore engage in vigorous exercise before breakfast and in the early evening before dinner. There are so many magnificent videos on YouTube that will guide you. Furthermore, let's plant a victory garden, as did our forebears during the last World War. Let's make it alive with lettuce, parsley, chard, kale, sweet corn and tomatoes, melons and squash. These are 4 gateways: green drinks, intermittent fasting, vigorous exercise, and growing it yourself. This will help you use this precious time to renew and recreate yourself. Such a victory garden, brothers and sisters, would be an expression of your indomitable energy that will one day build here a garden for the American spirit. Thank you very much indeed. A privilege to share some thoughts with you. Your suggestions and comments are most welcome.